Hey y'all, it's Melissa at Messy Creates. I wanted to get a little bit of a head start on my August journal because it seems like the last few months I've just making them after the first. So I wanted to, while I had a chance, I wanted to go ahead and get it made, and that way everything's ready. These are my printables. I showed them to you a little while back. These are what I'm using for August, and I just did get them listed on Etsy this morning, so they are in the shop now, or maybe it was last night. But it's kind of a boho rainbow color, and I even doodled some rainbows and a sunshine with a quote: wherever you go, bring your own sunshine. And then the days, there's 2/27s, but I fixed it before I listed it. It seems like I can't get those dates right, huh? So, and then these are the days of the week, and they're just kind of in all of the colors, the kind of the rainbow cloud looking thing. Then a couple more rainbows. I listed them all as one set, and because there's only 3 pages, these are smaller than some of the numbers that I make are like really huge. These are not. These only take up 2 pages. So, and then the third one is the days of the week. So I listed them at a little bit less. I try to do it per page, the sets that have 5 pages or more than the sets that have, 3 pages, that sort of thing. Anyway, so, based on that, I love these colors. I love this color palette. So based on that, I selected, what I think I want as my cover, and August kind of reminds me of a golden, I don't know. The more I got into this, the more I wish I had saved this for my September journal. But I'm doing it. It's August. I love it. So we're going with it. So this is what my cover is going to look like. I'm going to cut it off the top here. And it's just golden, kind of that golden glow across the field with flowers. The yellow flowers. I got it out of this book right here. And you've seen this a long time ago. I haven't showed it to you in a while. It's all the seasons. And some of the pages I've had a hard time figuring out how to use. Like that one, the door's in the middle. If the door was over here, I could use it on a journal cover. But anyway, I absolutely love. Now, I have used that one. I used that one for my January journal this year. The sweater pile, I loved it. And then like real pumpkins, not just drawn pumpkins. These are like real photos. So that one's really pretty too. So I don't know, I'm trying to use up my stash. Of course, doing that, I ended up going and buying more stuff. More paper, believe it or not. So, because I have lots of paper, all of my paper is one-sided. And I have found doing this the last journal or 2 that I've put two-sided, double-sided paper cardstock in, I've liked it a whole lot more. So I'm trying to use my single, like this is single-sided. I'm using it for the cover because it doesn't matter. So anyway, I'm going to set this stuff to the side. We're going to get started. This is probably going to be a 2-part. One's probably going to be the cover. You know what I'm using already. I did not cut it down. I'm going to do that with you here. This is going to be a start to finish. And then this is, let me bring this back so you can get the visual. This is some old fabric that I have in my stash. I just went through all my fabric and organized it and folded it up, put it in a closet. And I like the way that looks against that. So that's what we're using for our spine. So let me set that to the side. And then I'll show you, we'll go through papers in a minute. Some of them I just bought. I kind of went in a hurry and looked. Joann's is the only place here that I know of that sells double-sided paper. This is my big Fiskars Rotary cutter. It cuts cardboard. I need to list it. I've got my Amazon links of stuff I use in the comments now, and I need to list this because this is a big item, but it's also very much worth it. Now, I did just recently, when I was doing that room tour, I shoved it in the drawer and I broke one of the little knobs off on this thing. So it doesn't want to stay on anymore, but it still works. So enough babbling. You can cut while you babble. So I'll go over this from the very beginning, just in case, for those of you who are new here and I haven't done this, or you haven't seen it. If I cut off the flaps, it makes this is the family size Triscuit boxes. And my husband loves the Triscuit, so I found a way to use the boxes. This makes it a 9 1/4 high, and then I cut it to be like 6 1/2 width. With sometimes I do like a 1/2 inch spine. So all I'm doing right now is cutting off the top flaps, and yeah, let me see if I can get that. It's easier if you pull it towards you. Okay. And cut these off. And then we should end up with somewhere close to 9 or 9 1/4. I try to cut all of that fold off, you know, where the top folds over, the flaps do. I try to cut all of that off because otherwise it leaves a weird bump. So whatever that ends up being is what my journal is, height-wise. And it ends up being just a hair over 9 inches. Like literally 9 1/16, I think. Which is fine because my pages are 9 inches tall for the most part. That's what some of them are anyway, and then I cut them down to be that too. The ones that are bigger. Oop, don't want to tear the cover. I just want to tear that off. And yeah, sometimes there's some little grease in there and we pretend we don't see that. That I will have to just glue down. So what I do is, this is going to hopefully be my front cover. Those of you who know, if you know, you know, because I seem to mess that up on the regular. So I take this front seam, and that's going to be my front spine fold. So I want it at 6 1/2. So I put it on, I know you can't see it, but that's the 6 1/2 mark. And then I cut. Okay, and I do save some bits of that. I did not save that one. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to measure, we're ignoring this seam right here because it's going to be on the back. We're operating off of this one right here. So what I want to do is I want to cut this one at 7, and I'm measuring from the same spot, same seam that we measured this way. So we did this way 6 1/2. I'm going to do this way 7 because I'm going to make a 1/2 inch spine, or maybe not. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So, but since I have the fabric, I can do it. So I'm going to cut that one at 7 inches. And now I need to get out my school board. Bear with me, hold on. So we're done cutting with the big cutter. Get that out of the way. And this is my new score and trim. I have not used it. I probably should practice, right? Got it at a thrift store. There we go. All right, it's got this is the We Are memory keepers. Well, now it's just called We Are, I think. I think they took off the memory keeper part. Okay, so if we fold that like that, you see that this is a 1/2 inch. The back cover is a 1/2 inch wider. We did that on purpose. And I'm going to try to get it to where you can see. So if I put it on 7, and then, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to score it 6 1/2. I'm going to do it a couple times because this is kind of thick. You know, it's cardboard. It's not cardstock. Okay, and then I can see the fold right here. I want to make it so that made it a 1/2 inch spine, 6.5 inch width, and 6.5 inch width. Now this one, let me move the school board out of the way for just a second. This is the one that we're ignoring. So sometimes I'll take a flat, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. I've forgotten it before, and I don't know that this really, it makes me feel better though. If I kind of flatten that before I glue on the papers. Oh, you know what I haven't picked out is my inside cover. Yep. You knew it, didn't you? Because I forget it every time. Oh well. Hey, you gotta be good at something, right? So let me put this up. I think we are pretty much done with that for right now. That was handy. Okay, so now we're going to look at our cover, and then all we're going to do is cut it in half. And this is what I debated on, this kind of gold. I've got some other papers that I really liked, but and I may use something similar for September. I'm just not sure. I love these golds and whatever for August for some reason. So I have papers like this. And, you know, they have like the golds and the pinks. Now these are both one-sided papers. So, and this was one that I thought I was going to do my cover, but I didn't. I might use this one for September. It still has some of the same colors in it. It's got that kind of teal and gold and pink, but it's also got a green in it, which I really like too. And then it's got this beauty on the back. So I'm not sure. I might use this as my inside cover. This would be beautiful if this was my outside cover and that was my inside cover, but I'm choosing yeah, that's what I'm choosing. I could actually use, oh, you know what? I could use these for my inside cover. I'd have to have 2 sheets of them because these are just 8.5 by 11. But that would be okay. That wouldn't be bad, right? And then this one wouldn't be bad. This one has like a blue in it, but it's got the gold and teal. Let me set that to the side and see what we think about that. So we'll come back to that. I like to have at least one of either the inside or the outside. I like to have a thick cardstock because it makes my cover thicker. And this is super thick cardstock. I got it. It was in my last Joann's haul. I showed it to you. Just gluing this down just so that it doesn't give us any issues later. And put that up for right now because I don't need it just yet. So now I need, okay, now I need my regular trimmer. Now I'm going to tell you a little secret. You know how there's been a couple videos here recently where I have been very frustrated with my trimmers? Yeah, that's because I didn't have my favorite trimmer. It was still out in my kitchen. I hadn't brought it in to the craft room yet. I don't know why, but I hadn't. Just making sure this is a full 12 inches. But see how this one you can measure from the top or the bottom? This is a Tonic Studios. Yeah, Tonic Studios. I have it listed in my Amazon links. And it's not that expensive. But you can fold out the top bar or the bottom bar to measure. And the other ones you could only measure from the top. And I was getting frustrated, especially in a video. Because it's hard when you're making a video. You can't lean over your project to really get a good look at it. So So that was frustrating me. But I found it. So I couldn't figure out why I was getting so frustrated with my trimmers. But now I know why. Okay. So we can pick and choose which one we want for the front cover. I don't know if it matters. This one has a little bit of that pink, that kind of rosy pink color. This one I kind of like just because it has just that single flower right in the middle. But I'm kind of liking this one too, because it's got the gold and that pink in it. Okay, so now I need a glue stick and a couple of glue papers. This is a pretty easy part of this process. Let me see how far over I need this glue, approximately. So right about there, because I put the glue on here. For me, it's easier. And then I don't it sometimes leaves me with a little bit of extra glue on the cover, but it dries pretty quick, rather than having extra glue on my paper, on my cardstock. So have you decided what you're doing for August yet? You making a journal, or are you buying one? I don't know that, other than a composition notebook, I don't think I have a journal that I've ever bought that I would like. I don't want to say that I'd like well enough to use for my monthly journal. I think I feel bad about disassembling one that I bought. You know, maybe if I bought it at a thrift store or something like that, I would feel differently. But, you know, most of them you have to take so many pages out. I need to find, let me reach for a second. I need my burnishing tool. It is somewhere up here. Well, I thought it was. Well, pardon me. I do not see it. Oh, I know where it might be. In my little box of goodies. Nope. Okay, we won't use one. We'll just use our hands. Good enough. All right, so we're just gonna do the same thing on the back cover. And then we're gonna trim them. I find it easier to do that than to try to cut it perfectly. I mean, this way you only have to line up two sides. I mean, if you don't, you just trim it, right? Oh, I didn't mean to go that far. Okay. It's all right. Make sure I get a good bit of glue in the corners. One thing that I haven't been doing that I used to do all the time, I used to always seal my corners with, I almost said animal glue, art glitter glue. But see, this way, if you line up the bottom and the one side, then the only thing you have to trim is that this one edge right here. Okay. I'm gonna move that paper because it's got wet glue on it. This has glue on it because I overglued. I overshared. So what I don't want is I don't want wet glue to get on here. So I'm going to put it down like this and try really hard not to shift it around. Oh, I didn't, well, I gotta turn this off. Find, those were my fabric scissors I just picked up. Well, I thought I had everything I needed sitting right here. buried my scissors though. I've got other scissors. I could have found them, but okay. And you just trim. Very easy. These are just some cheap scissors from somewhere, but they are the smoothest cutting and they're very light. I like them. Okay, these little scrap pieces don't have much of anything on them. I'm not going to use those for a pocket. Normally I use my outside cover for an inside pocket, but this time I am not. Okay, so that is sufficiently stuck down. So I think if I use this as my cover, I think that'll work. I've got to get one more piece of this. Bear with me for a second. Got to get it out of my closet here, or out of my paper armoire. This was the pack I showed you from the, it's kind of, that's like really bright purples and stuff, but this one works. I like the blue. But they're super thick. It's this Park Lane smooth, but all of their Park Lane cardstock is fairly thin, except for this. I don't know what the difference is, but it's these like little multi-printed packs. And I'm not sure what difference, because they don't ever tell you the weight on there, but trust me when I tell you this is some seriously thick cardstock. Okay, so this one we're going to have to trim on two sides, and I'm going to go all the way up to the edge of the spine on this one, or pretty close, not all the way up to the, I don't want it to interfere with the folding, but I am going to go pretty close. Well, apparently I'm going to go right over it with my glue. And get these edges really good. And I think especially with this really thick cardstock, I will have to go back and reinforce it with some art glitter glue. Which is fine. I used to do that all the time. Not sure why I stopped. I think I just forget. Okay. Make sure that's got a good seal to it. And then I'm going to knock something off. I don't know what it was. Okay. I glue this side, and then I'll trim both of them at the same time. So what are you using for August journal? I just had a Walmart delivery, or ordered delivered, and I haven't had a chance to go check out their back to school, but I did get, they had a graph paper composition book for $2. Now, I've been struggling to find them in the, like, you know how they'll have them real cheap going back to school, or 50 cents or something like that. They have not had here anyway. We have not had the graph paper ones. We've only had the wide ruled and college ruled. And so, but as you know, ordering it online, you can't tell what it is. So exactly, so it's a poly, it's got a poly cover on it. It's got like a plastic cover. So I won't be using the, I'll show it to you in just a minute. I won't be using the cover. Now, my husband likes those because, you know, he just uses them as a regular notebook. What a silly boy. What a silly guy. and he likes that it has a kind of a plastic cover, just in case it gets wet or rained on or something like that. Oh, I got a gnat. There we go. But I mainly got it for the paper. I mean, isn't that what we usually get stuff for? But I sure wish they were 50 cents and not $2. But it does have 80 sheets of paper in it, so I mean, $2 isn't horrible. It just was more than I don't know. I only got one because I wasn't sure. I kind of had a feeling it had a poly cover, so that's why I was cautious. But I may use some of the paper in this journal today. Okay, I'm gonna have to straighten that up because it is not, my cutting is leaving a lot to be desired. Okay. Alrighty, so I already can tell I'm gonna have to, like that edge right there. This paper was already a little bit bowed up on the corner, like it was dinged. So I'm just gonna try to glue that down. That one's pretty stuck down, but I'm just gonna reinforce the corner. Okay. That look good. That one looks good. I think those look good. You can always do that later. And I think that's why I end up forgetting to do it. I also do have some of those book corners, and I thought about, but I don't want to use them every month. And they make it look so formal to me. So now what are we gonna do? Well, instead of using my tape, you didn't see this part because I didn't show it to you. You did not see this part of this video. I did not use the tape on here. I just used the fabric. But remember, I made that, I quit after the part 1. I didn't make a part 2, and I just went ahead and bound it without you. I was, I think, struggling a little bit with that video. And so, but anyway, that's what we're gonna do here today. And so I'm going to pick a edge. Ooh, how about a straight one? Let's see. How about this one? This is kind of a wonky cut. I want it thick enough that it goes around. I want it to cover about that far. Yeah, something like that. So I need to cut it right about here. And I went and looked for my pinking shears before I started the video, and I could not find them. I mean, if I'd have kept looking, I would have found them, but these are supposed to be my fabric scissors. Chances are I have cut paper with them. There we go. I wonder if this would have torn. I might try tearing a piece. Ooh, I am doing a horrible job, y'all. Okay, those apparently need to be sharpened. I am more of a paper crafter than a fabric crafter, so I do not always take care of my scissors. So I need to, yeah, that one's uneven. We're gonna leave that one on the back. Isn't that how you do that? You just leave it on the back, right? If it's uneven, you put it on the back. But I kind of like that. It's very retro. It's almost like a polyester. That's why I didn't think about tearing it. Okay, so I'm going to cut it. Well, might as well. Ooh, no. I can tell the difference. Okay. Here we go. Just like that. Ta-da. I have a little overhang on the top and the bottom, which is okay. I don't mind a little overhang. Let me get my fabric tack. Got my little bottle. I actually like the little bottle. I'm gonna keep using the little bottle. It has a little bit of a finer nozzle, and it's easier for me to handle. And then I'll just keep refilling it. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to put it, let's just put it all on the spine. And then we're going to have to let this dry. You know how that goes, right? So I'm going to smush it in really good. I don't like that they made the Triscuit boxes that dark blue because you can kind of see it through the fabric. I could have put tape on too, but let me tell you something. That was a whole lot easier sewing through that fabric last time rather than that tape. That made a huge difference when I was sewing in the pages. Yeah, see, this is polyester is stretching. That's all right. We're just going to stretch it to where we want it, right? Okay. Then, just going to do the same thing over here. I'll glue part of it, and then I'll glue. Debating on trimming that, but honestly I think I'm not going to, because that is the back. I think until I sew something on upside down, and then we'll see. Like I did last month, I sewed it in upside down, so then you end up with swapping your back and your front. Okay, kind of like it imperfect like that. All right, so we are not going to open that or anything. We're just going to let that dry. I'll close up my glue. It also doesn't tend to erupt out of the nozzle when you get done with it as much as the big one. So I think what I'm going to do is just keep filling the smaller bottle. It's not very economical to buy it in the small bottle, but I don't have that listed in my affiliate links either. I'll have to list that one too. Okay, so this as of right now is my front. Hopefully we will, and I said I wasn't going to open it, and then what do? I open it. Okay, so we're going to set it to the side so that we don't open it again. I had this fabric too, but it was a little brighter than I wanted for my cover, so we are going to play for about 10 minutes and look through paper. I say 10 minutes. I lost my paper, y'all. Okay. I have it. It's right here. I didn't lose it. Okay, I have these solid colors. They kind of match. This pink is like, yeah. It kind of matches that. Not great, but that's that Pagan construction paper that I have in several colors. I have it in that teal too. I could use it. I didn't pull a sheet of that. Here we go. This is the paper that I just bought. Joann's had a paper sale, but as it turns out, this wasn't as on sale as I thought, so it's like, well, that kind of defeated the purpose. I wasn't sure. This one's a little brighter than I may want. I want it, and yes, I am very matchy-matchy. If you haven't noticed that, I am very matchy-matchy. I like things to match somewhat. Okay, that works. I mean, obviously that works. It's just rainbow clouds. I mean, this is like pink, or that's like cotton candy pink, and that's not, but and that's purple, but all in all, I think it matches just fine. I just needed some two-sided paper that would go close enough to this. So this obviously matches. I mean, it's just that pink, and then this is cool. I want to remember to cut this at the bottom and not the top. I wonder if I'll remember that. Probably not, but hopefully I will. So I liked that one. I'm gonna put them upright. I got this one. It just had plants on it, which the color scheme sort of matches. Not, you know, wanted something that was kind of in that teal. This is more of a bluish, like a slate blue teal, but I think that'll work. This is the first time I've held them up to my numbers to see if it's the same. And then I thought this was fun. This is a brighter pink than this is, but I loved these sunshines. So, yep. And this one I really loved. I really like this one, even though, you know, mine doesn't have the green. It has teal instead of green. And then this side is just the pink hearts. And then I got this one, which it's just like brush strokes, like paint strokes with the kind of like a boho rainbow. Or to me, it's a boho rainbow. And this is just kind of a very muted pale pink with the kind of gold flowers, tannish gold flowers. And I loved this one. I should have probably gotten 2 of these because, oh, these were not on sale. Yeah, I remember this one. This is the Jen Hatfield Flower Child, and it matches perfectly. So, but that was one that I got that wasn't on sale. This matches. And this, it doesn't really match, but this did, and I really liked this. So, and this does fine. It's fine. The blue is close enough. The pink is close enough. It has green. That's okay, but it still has the gold in it. So how many of these did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I was going to use 8 because I'm assuming I need 16 pages. So I was going to use 8 cardstock and then 8 regular, but let's have 9, 10, 11, 12 if I use these. And these, when I fold them, are the exact same because they are 9 by 12. And they are the exact size of that fits in my journal when I use the Triscuit box. So here is that Penning Your Composition book. See how it's got that poly cover? So, and it's not blue, it's kind of a gray. I kind of like that. I could use some of this. I liked having the flip outs, which I think I got out of this book. Well, that's only one. That page is like shredded. Let's see. I would have thought that we would have pulled out. Aha. Come on. Come with me. Oats and beans and barley grow. The Old Woman in the Shoe. This one is the exact height, I think. Let's see. I think it's perfect. Well, it's a little short, but it's fine. And then it gave me some pretty big flips. So I definitely want one of those. I'm gonna put this one back, although I could use this one if I needed to and not have a flip, but I think I'm gonna save it for something else. And I have another one of these piano books. This is more of a, it's got some kid images in it, which is fine. I like that too. Oh, look at the fourth. Huh. Seesaws. I think this is why I don't use it, because every time I use it, I'm like, oh, look at the image. Anyway, I have this music paper. I think it's the perfect width. I'm thinking it's a little tall. And then I have atlas paper. I have a sheet of it already torn out. And I like these colors because they match with my, notice that? See how that's kind of teal and that's sort of that, what is that, like a light terracotta color, peachy kind of terracotta color. And I might refrain from using this pink. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I had, how many did I say? I had 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I need one more. Let me look in here. Or I could use the composition notebook. This is, this makes for a small, oh, this is a Mary Englebright. Making Memories with Mary Englebright. It's got some paper in it. I used some of this in last month's, it had some blue polka dot. I really liked it. Let's see what this gold has. These are kind of brighter than I want. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Yeah, I'm looking for more muted tones, but that was fun. And then there is this one. It just has, and honestly, I think I would just assume, I mean, I use this because that royal blue, and it went with the July journal. Oh, they do have some brown. That might be interesting. This is, on the perforated too. Forgot about that. Ooh, I like that. Touch each number in order. Say it aloud with an adult. Use the red numbers to count by tens. Okay, cool. Yeah, I might use that. If not, I'll use another piece of atlas. And what else? You know, I could use an atlas instead of this one. I'm not opposed to it, but it's very bright white. And I really like this atlas. These atlas pages. Let me see if I find another one I like that one. And I think they're the perfect. Didn't I already look? I think they're like the perfect height. The perfect size. Come here, journal. Yeah, I think they get trimmed just ever so slightly at the top. So this is almost already dry. I'm going to start by cutting out. Now, I could back off and not use one of these. I could save one of these. Is there one that I don't like more than the others? I'm sorry, I've got that all in your face, don't I? Maybe this one. Maybe I'll save it for next month. And then that gives me 8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have 2 Atlas. That makes 10. This makes 11. Those don't count, they're my numbers. That's 12. 13, 14, 15. I think because I'm going to have to cut that down anyway, I think I'm going to get out another one of these. I like that beigeier background. And I like that it has the flips in it. Let's see. This is the perfect, I love these, this landscape style paper for these books. Okay, so that gives me 16. All right, so I am going to get some of this stuff off my desk and we're going to start cutting it down. And, yeah, I had a variety of other workbooks too, but I don't think, I mean, this one's kind of neat. It's got some neat images in it. It's, the Good Apple Guide to Learning Centers. Let me see how big that is. Yeah. I think I want the extra flips. I don't know, those are really cool. Cool images. Ooh, look at that. All right, we've already chosen. I'm not choosing more. So what I do want to do is these I know are the right size. So I'm not going to score them. I'm just going to fold them. And I want to use, the reason why I stopped using this pankin paper is because like the ink doesn't, like if I try to use Ingo daubers, if I try to use Ingo daubers, if I try to use Bingo daubers, it doesn't. And some of my markers, even though it's a smoother construction paper, it's very much still rough on a marker, I guess is the right way to say that. Okay, so I'm going to fold those in like that, and that one back like that. Usually when I'm sewing, I'll fold them inward, but this is working. And then this one I'm just folding in half. I think it will be fine the way it is. I think it's going to be a little smaller than the other pages, but that's okay. This one, where'd you go? Well, we'll just use one of these matte pages. We're going to fold it right there and fold it right there. Other announcements, let me see, before I always wait until the end. Again, if you're interested in joining my Facebook group, it's Messy Missy on Facebook, Messy Missy Creates. And I also have the link in the description below if you want to click on it and join. It's a good place for, I like to see your work too. And some of you are on YouTube and Instagram, but some of you aren't. And so this has given me a way of seeing some of your, and interacting with you in a different way. A little, you know, less formal way, I guess. And I get to see your pictures of your journals and what you're making. And I really like that. So, if you are on Facebook, or you can join Facebook, there's just like, when you click on the link, there's a few questions to answer just to make sure you're not like a robot or, you know, somebody scamming. And then, yeah, I'm trying to think, do I want, these folded up. No, I'm going to cut them. If I want them, I will add them. Right? Cut them to 9. It doesn't, yeah, it's gotta look right. I was gonna say that doesn't look exactly right, but it says it is. So we're gonna trust the process. And we're gonna fold that one like that. And eventually I'll find my little burnishing tool and score these for real. And take that one. I've got to use, obviously, I'm still going to use my single-sided paper, but I do need to, maybe I could put one in each. I don't know. I had all this summer paper. I just got those paper pads and all the summer paper, and then I go with this theme and then bought more paper. So yeah, I know it doesn't make sense. It's all right. But once I got those numbers made and I got that palette, that color palette together, I really liked it, and I'm like, ooh, I want to use it. So I did. Where is the one that I was supposed to remember? Oh, I haven't gotten there yet. Okay. I was like, where's the one that I'm supposed to remember to cut from the top and not, or the bottom, not the top? This is another, let's see, Jen Hatfield. I love those little border strips too. Oh, I just hit the whole thing. Let's see, I've got to cut it off the bottom. I sure do hate to do that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. The pockets, when I fold them in, I loved that when I did it. That back at Christmas, I had like every one a pocket. And then I felt like I had to use them. I didn't use them like I thought I would. So, but anyway. So let's see, what did we talk about? The Etsy, the numbers are on Etsy. The days and numbers. The Facebook group. I am thinking about if I can make another journal similar to this. I was thinking about making one to give away. Do I want those? Want them horizontal. That means I'm going to lose some of this down here, but I don't have a whole lot of choice. Well, darn. That was the pink that matched. That's okay. I can come back and do the pocket like that if I choose to. But anyway, so not 100% sure. It would probably be one of those things that I could get done in time for. I mean, obviously I can't get it done in time and get it to you and all that in time for August. But I might tweak it just a little bit, and because I would use the same thing for September too. I would use the same color scheme. Because I've already used this for August, I might change it up and put a little bit of blue and green in it. Okay. But, I don't know, we'll see. August is not quite, I mean, September is not quite fall here. I keep always wanting to, you know, really get excited about fall in September, and then it's still 100 degrees here. And we have hurricanes. August, September, and yeah, August and September are our prime hurricane months. Yeah, okay. Wasn't sure I meant to fold that like that. All right, speed up the process, lady. Speed it up, speed it up. All right, let me cut this strip off, but don't let me cut it off that end. I guess it wouldn't hurt anything because I could still use the strip. All right, let's think about that for a second. And then I know I've got to go. If I cut this off, no, I want the top. Okay. That was what I said initially, and I want the top. There. This will be fun to make a tag or something with. And then we have this like this. If I play my cards right, I could make that the center. And we have two more. We only have one more right here. But anyway, I'm going to probably stop the video here and then bring you back, and we'll put all the pages together. And it doesn't matter how I cut that, I don't think. You know what? I could cut off. Yeah, I'm gonna cut off this purple. Looks like cotton candy. That's pretty, but it's not matching my journal theme right now. That looks more springy to me. The pastel clouds. All right, so this is the last one. And then, yeah, I'll bring you back and we will kind of arrange the pages and then sew it in. I'm going to give that a little bit more chance to dry. And I'm going to cut this end off because that piece was nicked right there. I figured the sunshine's kind of, that was definitely very Augusty. What are your colors for August? What do you think of when you think of August? All right, here's what we have. And these are our cutoffs. These are our pockets and things that we can use. And then we need to remember to put our pocket in. So I'll have all of those I can use for pockets. And then here's our, this is what the August journal is going to be made out of. Purdy, purdy, purdy. Lots of variety. But we're going to put them, we'll come back and we'll put them together. Excuse me. Put them together and then put them in the journal. All right, I appreciate you being here. And leave me a like, a thumbs up, or a comment, or something if you like the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.